On 3rd and 9, they can get a first down to the 5. Franks brought down. That's Janarius Robinson from Florida State.
Janarius Robinson almost has 36-inch arms. That is just rare length. Big old 11-inch hands, using that length to reach out and make a play.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome in. The opening clip that you just saw there was Janarius Robinson participating in this year's Senior Bowl. The edge rusher out of Florida State is now a member of the Minnesota Vikings, having been drafted in the 4th round in the 2021 NFL Draft. We have reached the end of the 4th round selections for the Minnesota Vikings as far as the rookies go. This is the continuation of the rookie review series. Welcome to part 8, where we are going to talk about Janarius Robinson out of Florida State. Very interesting player, definitely somebody that I would probably label as a sleeper pick from this year's NFL draft class. A guy who has untapped potential, and we'll get to all of that as we go through the profile. Before we begin, I do want to mention I'm wearing the Minnesota Golden Gophers hat because I don't know, I feel I got college football in the mind, right? Because it's right around the corner. We're a couple of months away from the home opener against Ohio State. Really looking forward to college football this year because the fans will be back in the stadium. So yeah, Big Ten football, Minnesota Golden Gophers. I feel good about this season. So just hopefully Sanford and Tanner Morgan can figure out the offense, because that was really what was holding us back last year, was that passing game. Woo. And excited for Chris Ottman-Bell this year, just to get all that out of the way. I don't know, just kind of feeling college football right now. So anyway, getting back to today's focus of Janarius Robinson, part 8 of the rookie review series. He was the 134th overall selection, selected in the 4th round out of Florida State. Lists at 6'5", 263 pounds. This dude is massive. Those are official pro day measurements. Redshirt senior coming out of college. In high school, before he got to high school, as a matter of fact, he wasn't taking football seriously until about 8th grade, so right before high school. Ends up going football full time. He gets varsity snaps as early as his sophomore season. And when it's all said and done, coming out of high school, he was a 4-star defensive end recruit, the number 7 weak side defensive end in the 2016 recruiting class, the number 14 overall recruit out of the state of Florida. And get this, the number 3 pass rusher behind household names known as Nick Bosa and Brian Burns. And Brian Burns is a significant name drop because he also went to Florida State. They were teammates. And Brian Burns has been a guy who I have been pounding the table for ever since he was drafted 2 years ago by the Carolina Panthers. Before the draft was held and I saw his workout at the Combine in Indianapolis, I was like, yes, this is the defensive guy that I would want to be on my edge rushing the passer, because he's got the bend and the athleticism that is just really unmatched when it comes to some of these younger guys. And hopefully some of that talent and physicality translates to Janarius Robinson's game, given his size. Hopefully there is some untapped potential in this guy, and he really is able to punch through and become one of those diamonds in the rough, if you will. So moving on, he received offers from all over the country, 20 offers total. He chose Florida State over the likes of Bama, USC, Clemson. The list goes on and on. He was a very highly touted recruit, and everybody wanted him. He was also a 2021 Senior Bowl participant, as we have already discussed. Let's go over his career at Florida State. 2016 redshirt season, did not participate. 2017, he appears in 8 games, records 4 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. 2018, he gets a bigger workload, 12 games, 27 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack again. 2019, this is where things really pick up. 13 games, 48 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, which leads the team for that season. 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a defensive star in the making. In the shortened season for 2020, he appears in 9 games, starts all 9 of them. 26 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Once again, the sack leader for the team that season. He's a 3-year starter at Florida State, has intimidating size, length that you really can't find too many other places. He definitely looks the part as an intimidating force on the edge, and hopefully that translates to after the ball is snapped. He improved really each season, not really, jumping mountains, if you will, in terms of statistical accumulation, but he really did improve each season to the point where he saw more time, became a starter, definitely made a difference on the field. His presence was known. I've seen some clips where he's chased down running backs after they've broken through to the second level. He's a big dude. He just has to he just needs some better coaching, I think, because if I remember correctly, during his career at Florida State, he went through a number of defensive coordinators, so things were always in flux. I think coming to the NFL, and especially landing on the Minnesota Vikings, where you have a defensive-minded head coach, and arguably, in my opinion, one of the best defensive line coaches in the league, in what's his name, Andre Patterson. I had a brain fart there for a second. That this might be the perfect landing spot for a guy like Janarius Robinson to unlock that potential that we didn't see at Florida State. Now, there's a reason he was picked 134th overall. I'm really hyping this guy up, given his size. But unfortunately, the statistics and the impact don't back it up, and that's what NFL scouts are looking at. Now, he probably loses a bit of hype because the Florida State team that he's been on has not accomplished all of that much. They have been an uninspiring program, if I could say it that way. I'm not trying to be rude or slam on Florida State. It's nothing against them. It's just the reality of the situation that we face when we're trying to explain why Janarius Robinson may not have been elevated to, like, let's say, the top 100 in the NFL draft. But Andre Patterson, the aforementioned Vikings defensive line coach, really likes Janarius Robinson. He was actually on KFan earlier this year after they drafted him, telling KFan that Robinson was the guy that he really wanted to get his hands on, and he identified him as the one player that he absolutely wanted. So they were able to get him. They took Patrick Jones a few picks before this, so they really doubled up on the edge rusher position in this draft. The defensive line as a whole has been really overhauled this year, and that is where we stand with Janarius Robinson. My thoughts on the draft pick are as follows. This is a guy who, as we have said, looks the part. He's physically intimidating. He's got some athleticism. We just need to unlock everything and crank it up to 11 and get him into a position where he can succeed. And I think Patterson, Zimmer, the Vikings defense can absolutely do that. I think we have a real sleeper on our hands who might even be better than Patrick Jones when all is said and done. It's a possibility. It could definitely happen. He's going to have a tough time breaking into the lineup, getting significant reps, getting important snaps, because he's got a lot of guys ahead of him. Weatherly, who they brought back in free agency this year, DJ Wanham, a draft pick from last year that they really do like. And of course, the aforementioned Patrick Jones is going to be competing for snaps as well. So Janarius Robinson has a long road to go. He's got a big hill to climb, but given his physical attributes, I think he can definitely pull that off and maybe surprise a few people. Maybe not this year, but maybe towards the end of the season and next year, he'll be a definite piece that I think the Vikings will love to utilize on the defensive line. So that's going to do it for this video. Part 8 of the rookie review series is now in the books. Let me know what you think of the draft pick. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.